Today we are going to talk about how you can plan out your chest day routine to get better at benching. We're going to go over all the ways that you do it, all the ways to plan your chest days, to plan for most optimal strength. And we're going to go over a little bit of hypertrophy too. If your goal is to get stronger, you need to be planning your chest days for bench. If your goal is to get bigger chest, you also need to be planning. Also, I'd like to note that between the time that I'm videoing me talking here and the time that I actually worked out, I did get a haircut, which is why I look a little different in the videos. Why is planning and tracking so important? Well, there's quite a few reasons why you should plan and you should track your lifts. First off, it helps you to see the progress you are making, and it motivates you as well. If you're constantly going to the gym every single day and you're not really even seeing the progress, you don't even notice anything, because these are so small micro changes that it's hard to notice a lot of the time unless you are actually tracking. Then you can look back in like a month or so and go, oh wow, I really did all that. That's crazy. My bench went up 10 pounds in a month. That's not bad. But if you weren't tracking, how would you know? Also, when you're tracking, you can make a much more structured plan and not forget stuff. Because at least for me, when I come into the gym, I have a structured plan in my head. I know what I want to do. I have everything thought through of what I want to do. But then when I get into the gym, my mind just kind of usually goes blank. Or even if I haven't thought through what I want to do, I find myself wandering around the gym a lot. So it also saves a lot of time, because then you're not finding yourself wandering around the gym a lot, just trying to figure out what exercises to do. First thing, before your workout, you always need to make sure to carb up. You always need to make sure to get something in your system, unless you're training faster or something like that. But if you're training for output, to be able to put the most out into the gym and for strength, you want to have some fuel in you. Carbing up, I like to eat Rice Krispies treats, okay? I like those because it's non-complex carbs and it's simple sugars, so it correlates over to quick energy because it digests fast in the system and you get your energy within 20-30 minutes. Whereas having a nice fatty meal or something like that won't give you the same effects as fast. Carbing up also increases your insulin levels. With increased insulin levels, it opens up your blood veins and gives you a much better pump. Like, it's night and day difference when you eat like a Rice Krispie treat before the gym and when you don't. It's a huge difference. All right, so you're carbed up, right? Next thing you want to do is warm up. You want to prime your shoulders, prime your chest, everything that's going into working out, that's going into the bench press, and you want to warm yourself up. I like to just grab a 5-pound dumbbell and rotate my shoulder like this. It warms up most of your rotator cuff muscles. I don't know what it's called, but that's what I like to do. For rotator cuff warm-ups, I also will do some rows. I do band rows sometimes. I don't remember if I videoed this. Just take a band, put it under your feet, and just do rows with that. You could do it with like a barbell too. But when you're doing that, focus not just on chucking it around. Focus on pulling it and pulling your shoulders back and down where you want them to be with your bench. Third way that I prime and warm up for a bench is I take 5-pound dumbbells and I rotate them around. That also helps warm up your front delt, helps to stretch out your chest a little bit, and it helps you pulling back your shoulders as well, which you are going to need when you're benching. When you're typing down what you want to do and making your plan, you want to start with your heavy movement. Why? Well, there's a couple reasons for that. In this case, we're doing bench press. In other cases, it can be squat, it can be deadlifts, depending on what you want to do your heavy movement for that day. Well, you don't want to be already exhausted when you're going into like bench or squat. SBDs take a lot of strength. They sap a lot out of you. It is not an easy lift. It takes not just the muscles to push it up and down, but you also have a billion stability muscles in there too. And they all need to be firing well in order to not get injured. Every chest day, I add in some sort of movement for upper chest. Sometimes it's incline barbell bench. Incline bench, whether it's dumbbell or barbell, are probably the best for, especially if you're training for a bench. You want to add in as many bench movements as possible, obviously, in order to increase your bench. So in this case, I'm training for bench. There were a couple movements that you want to correlate in for bench. First is obviously the bench press. That's the one that you really need to focus on. Next one that I'm starting to toss in is shoulder presses. Standing shoulder presses, I like to do seated shoulder presses on the ground, which is actually Zercher presses or something like that. I forget what the name. But gets your abs in there as well and all the stability muscles. That helps build up your shoulder. If you increase your shoulder press, your bench will most likely go up as well. Another heavy movement that you want to add in, or maybe replace for bench every now and then, is heavy weighted dips. Add in heavy weighted dips, they blow apart your chest. And then especially if you're having trouble coming out of the hole, like you can get down there, but you have trouble that first little bit coming out of the hole, add in some weighted dips. And don't just do 90 degrees, go all the way down as far as you can. Because that will open up your chest and help you build more explosive to come back up when you first start that going back up from the lift. So I like to finish off my workout, especially if you're doing like hypertrophy or for strength, with some shoulder stretches. Given that's like the part that I skip 99% of the time. These will open up your shoulders, help it to recover faster. It'll increase your mobility, which is a big key for benching especially, is to have better mobility. So if you're not stretching after your workout, just stretch after your workout, bro. Obviously, I'm training for strength, so my reps and sets are gonna be a lot lower than if you're training for hypertrophy, right? As you see me plan out, I plan out everything to be about 3 to 5 reps for strength. The way that you get the best strength gains the fastest, along with some hypertrophy gains as well, is to do the first day, bench day, do heavies, to do like 4 sets of 3 reps. That's Monday. So then Wednesday, you'll do 2 or 3 sets of 5 reps to train your explosiveness a lot more. So that's Wednesday. Go to Friday or Saturday, you train bench again. So I bench 3 times a week. In order to get your bench up, you need to be benching a lot. So on Friday or Saturday, you bench again, and that time is like hypertrophy focused. So you're doing about 12 reps, 8 to 12 reps each set for bench. That's the way you get your bench to blow up the fastest. So as you see me planning it all out, I'm doing 3 sets of this, and I'm only doing a couple reps of this, except for like tricep extensions or something like that. That's where I was doing a lot more hypertrophy focused, but for most part, it was 3 to 5 reps. Some were 5 to 8, and 5 to 8 is still a really good range for power. It also does some hypertrophy in there, but it's more for strength than hypertrophy. So other chest movements that you should do. So I did pec deck and tricep extensions and bench tricep extensions. These 3 are not the most optimal for bench. They're more hypertrophy geared, but I still did them because I still want to grow my chest out as well as get it stronger. It's better and more optimal to, instead of doing pec deck, do dips instead. Heavy weighted dips or just regular dips, and get full range of motion in those dips. And instead of triceps, doing triceps how I did, it would be better for me to do close grip bench or to be laying all the way on my back, flat on my back, doing the skull crushers. But that would be if you really wanted to specify towards getting a better bench. If you wanted to do more of hypertrophy, then you can do the pec deck and tricep extensions and all that stuff that I did. But I just want to point out that I did not train the most optimal when I was filming, and it could have been better. So now what I'm talking about here today, obviously, is getting a bigger and better bench, right? So that's what this workout, and that's what I'm typing out and showing you guys, is to help you get a better, stronger bench. This all correlates over into hypertrophy as well. By getting a better bench, you will be stronger, your chest will be larger as well, and your shoulders and triceps, they will all benefit, they will all become larger. Now, if you just wanted to do hypertrophy, take just about all these sets and reps, add a few reps to it. So like, instead of doing 3 reps for bench or 5 reps for bench, depending on the day, do 8, 12, something like that. Same thing that goes with incline dumbbells, same thing goes with all the other lifts that I'm talking about. So yeah, that's it. I've walked you through how you can plan out your routine, why you should plan it out for your routine for strength, and we've talked about a few things that can help you and benefit you if you're going for bench strength like I am. I feel like a scientist now, just sitting here talking about this all, like Jeff Nippert or something like that. Yeah, I'm basically Jeff Nippert now. If you like this video, check out a couple others. Well, most of the other ones are vlog style, but check out a different video if you like this.